Hey, what's up, good people? It's Jay Ray, the co host of Q Points, and I wanted to come to you because there are two really important ways that you can support our show. One is by subscribing to it wherever you listen to or watch your podcasts. Q Points is pretty much everywhere. The other thing that you can do is you can visit us on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, and on Podchaser, and you can leave us a star rating. Please rate us 5 stars because you know you love Q Points. And on Apple Podcasts and on Podchaser, you can actually leave us a written review. It's not required, but it really does help to spread the word about the show, and it helps people to discover it as they're looking for new podcasts to listen to. We're always appreciative of you supporting Q Points. We thank you so much for all that you've done for us so far, and enjoy the show.
Welcome back to another episode of Q Points, your favorite music podcast. I am DJ Sir Daniel.
And my name is Jay Ray, sometimes known by my government as Johnny Ray Cornegay the Third. What's happening, people?
Welcome to Q Points, dropping the needle on Black music history. Jay Ray. Jay Ray, first of all, I'm going to pat myself on the back on behalf of Georgia. Because y'all, we pulled it out the mud, y'all.
Listen,
pulled it out. It was a little too damn close. I almost really cussed just now. It was almost a little too damn close, but we did it. We did it, and God is smiling on us right now because it is a smooth 73 degrees here in Georgia on a December day, just about to be Christmas soon. So, that's confirmation that we did the right thing, Georgia, America. You're welcome.
Exactly. Like, we're going to do this just for Georgia, for really coming out. Baby, it was by the hairs on our chinny chin chin. I was God. Like, this people could go any way possible. But you know what? Georgia pulled it out. Specifically when we got to, definitely thank Atlanta. I think Savannah was up in there. There was another, I think Macon, these big, like, listen, y'all pulled it out. Y'all pulled it out. Because Sir Daniel, it would have been tragic to have that man anywhere near somebody's voting on anything. It would have been not good.
I'd have been shame. Shame. Look, for the rest of the year, I would just be hiding my face like this, like I was in witness protection program.
Or like Kanye with his mask on.
Yeah, just go around wearing ski masks. Anytime somebody asks me where I'm coming from, I'll just mumble, Georgia. Yeah, but but like I said, it was a little too close. So that still lets you know what we're up against as a people. But it's all said and done. And thankfully, when I open my mailbox, I will not have a mountain of postcards regarding elections and voting. And yes, I have already voted. I vote early. So you have nothing to worry about. No more text messages, no more phone calls. Dunzo.
Yeah, I felt like the text messages were so out of control this election season. I'm like, baby, I don't even know where all of y'all got my number. I don't know where all of y'all. This is Rod from. I'm like, who?
Right. Who? And then these handwritten envelopes with handwritten address envelopes from people out of state, concerned about what's happening in Georgia. I'm like, it's too much. It's too much. But listen, we have much to be thankful for around these parts. Before we get started on, Q points and stuff, Brittany Griner is on her way home. All the prayers have been answered. God. The prayers of the faithful have been availeth. We're all thankful on just to have her coming back home. So that's a wonderful thing.
It is a wonderful thing. We're going to do a couple of things. Shout out to Anna Deshawn and Queer News. Anna did such an amazing job with keeping the story in the news. Make sure that y'all are following the Queer News podcast because it's dope. Anna is currently hard at work, and the E3 radio team are hard at work trying to bring the Cube to life. Q Points is going to be down with the Cube too. So we're trying to bring that to life. And so support Anna and her work and definitely follow the podcast. Um, I I'm choosing today, Sir Daniel, to be
Mm-hmm.
grateful that Brittany is coming home because some folks in the social media spaces have been wilding out and talking crazy. And I'm like, you know what? I'ma just be happy that this woman is coming home. Her wife is I can't imagine what her wife and her family are feeling and her friends are feeling right now. I can't imagine the trauma
Mm,
and the years of therapy that Brittany will have to go through to like undo all of what has happened this year. But thanks to all of the folks that worked to make it possible for her to come home.
absolutely, absolutely. Yes, 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 yes. So you know what? I wish we could. Part of her welcome home package could include some Q Points merchandise because listen, Brittany is going to need a podcast to take her mind off of all that stuff to listen to. So why not start with Q Points? Why not become a subscriber? Why not, if you were smart, you'd be listening to Q Points too. And Brittany Griner is definitely a smart person. So subscribe to Q Points. Log on to qpoints.com right now so you can become a Q Points member. And J Ray, what kinds of wonderfulness could they expect becoming a member?
They could you if you become a member of Q Points, one, you get to help us build this amazing community that we are committed to building because we just want to be here with you and bringing you the music news that we love. We're having these conversations about Black music history. We're Gen Xers, so we hop up in our 80s and our 90s bag on this show. So you get all of that in the archive, right? So you get the whole archive, which is dope. You also get our additional shows like QP Science 3000. You get
Mm-hmm.
However Comma, where we be talking reckless over on However Comma. It's an adventure over there, and you should experience it. And if you become an Insiders Max member, you also get like postcards from us. We have like playlists you can get. You can also get a discount code on merch. Merch.
For
See,
those of you for those of you that don't are listening to the podcast,
there we
J
go.
Ray and I are super fresh right now
Mm-hmm.
in our toys, bikes, video games, and fresh pair of kicks sweatshirt.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh for the Gen X crowd and those people that love Gen Xers. Listen, it's right there on the Q Points website, ready for you to purchase. J Ray, what are you sipping on over there?
So I have green, some green tea with ginger.
Okay.
So for those folks who are watching, I am in the middle of a fast
Oh,
today and tomorrow. And which I was on last week. This week is feeling much more intense.
okay.
Um, I'm not sure why exactly, but so yes, I'm drinking in my wonderful mug that you can also get on Q Points, and it's our stop tweeting, start rapping, so you can get this over there too. So yeah, that's what I'm sipping on.
Whenever I hear people say that they're fasting, I always, first thing I ask them is, okay, what is your goal? What is your
Mhm.
intention for your fast? Because fasting, the principle of fasting, of course, is to give up something in order to receive, whether it's clarity, whether it's a new job, whatever.
Mhm, mhm.
So, what are you hoping to gain at the end of your fast, J Ray?
So at first, it's really just the discipline of it, the
Mm-hmm.
discipline of control over my body and what I put in my body for periods of time. And then I hope to transition it into um, part of my regimen, weight loss regimen.
Mhm.
But I think it'll lead to a lot of other things. But yes, starting with just the discipline of it, because yeah, I'm hoping to incorporate more uh, less meat into my diet in 2023. So this is kind of a
Okay.
start to
I
getting
like
ready for that.
I love that for you. And you know, the at our age, being the Gen Xers that we are, you know, we can't afford to be stressed out.
No.
You know, stress is taking us out left and right. A lot of our contemporaries are leaving the earth way sooner than they're supposed to. And a lot of times it's because of stress. And this time of year specifically, can cause a lot of stress.
Mm-hmm.
And we're so tonight's topic we're talking about giving the
Mm-hmm.
gift of music for the holidays because gift giving can be a stressful um moment for a lot of
Yes.
people, whether it's you're trying to decide what to give somebody or you may not feel like you have enough
Mm-hmm.
to give to all of the people in your life
Mm-hmm.
or the kind of quality things that you want to give to somebody in your life. So, one, we're going to alleviate some of that stress for you, but I also think it's very important that we are very intentional about this particular topic because, again, this time of year, seasonal affective disorder is real.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is the time of year when um, suicide is on the rise.
Mm-hmm.
People get very depressed this time of year, um, and it's no joke.
Yes.
I know firsthand of people that have taken their lives over the holidays because they just couldn't deal with things anymore. So one, Q Points is here to alleviate some of that stress because this is a good time, y'all. This is lighthearted. We're here to have fun. We're
Mm-hmm.
here to learn with each other. And when we come back after this quick break,
Mm-hmm.
we are going to get into some memories, some holiday memories. Because if you've seen our TikTok and Instagram reels, J Ray and I went back into the 80s and started talking about some of our favorite gift memories. And those are the types of things that when we think about those gifts, it's not even so much the item itself. There's memories attached to it, there's intentions attached to it that we can draw on and we can make ourselves smile and laugh about to this very day. So we're
Yes.
hoping that you can revisit some of those memories as well and tap into that if you're feeling the winter blues. So, with all of that being said, this is Q Points. I'm DJ Sir Daniel.
I'm Jay
You
Ray.
and we will be right back after this.
Hey, what's happening? This is JB of JB's Record Lounge, and I want to give a quick shout out to Q Points, keeping our history and current events alive in black music. Shout out to Sir Daniel and Jay Ray for making all of this possible. Come visit us at JB's Record Lounge, 898 Oak Street, Suite F, Atlanta, GA, anytime. We're open Wednesday through Sunday, noon to 6. Come see us for your vinyl fit.
Shopping at JB's. People got to go shopping at JB's.
They sure do. As a matter of fact, tomorrow night I will be at Best In Brewery for Thank God It's Vinyl Fridays, and one of the main sponsors there is JB's Record Lounge. So if you're in the area, you're listening or watching to this live, please come out and grab you some vinyl because vinyl is the perfect gift to give. It's
Yes.
timeless. J Ray, we are talking about some of our favorite music memories from the past.
Yes.
We some Gen Xers around here,
Mm-hmm.
and the 80s and 90s and even the early 2000s were some miraculous times for us music wise. So
Yeah.
when the holidays come around, what sticks out for you childhood wise? Let's say back in the 80s, what sticks
Mm-hmm.
out for you?
Oh, in the 80s. So in the 80s, um, oh, that's fun. So my aunts, so I guess this is 89.
Mm-hmm.
My Aunt Joe, who actually was in the hospital, she just got out of the hospital today. So shout out to my Aunt Joe. She's
Shout out
much
Aunt
better.
Joe.
Yeah. So she used to spoil my brother and I for Christmas because she didn't have
Mm,
kids at the time.
okay.
Um, and when Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation came out, she got me the cassette. So I got me, so we're over at her house, because we had to come over there and open up gifts. In fact, actually, I think she had a daughter by then, so a small daughter. So
Okay.
she would have been like 1 then. But my Aunt Joe brought me Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation cassette, and it was a black cassette. I remember that
Mm-hmm.
specifically, and I was just so excited because this album was like a whole thing, right? And so my brother and I'm pretty sure we had to do the Miss You Much choreography for her. So let me paint the picture of why this is a thing. So my Aunt Joe was very much into having us perform. So even she and I, when I was a super young kid, I used to have to be Marvin Gaye to her Tammy Terrell, and we would do My Mistake for the family. Like, so I had to get up and perform and do the whole thing with with her. It's so crazy. But yeah, I remember getting that cassette in when that album came out, and gotten a treasure, feeling like I had gotten a treasure. What about you? What about you for the 80s?
Black people we love to put our kids on display, right? I mean, that story right there is just elite blackness. Having your little nephew sing Marvin Gaye to your Tammy Terrell, that is elite blackness, and I want more of that. I love it. Um, when in the 80s, when I think about Christmas time, for me, what signaled Christmas for me was Charlie Brown specials. The
Yes.
the Charlie Brown Christmas special, especially when Charlie Brown and the friends were singing "Christmas time is
Is here.
here." Da, 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 da. I mean, to this day, I love that stuff. It just is so it's like a quilt. It's just really warm. You throw it over your back and you just snuggle up and you listen to it, and the lights
Mm-hmm.
are have that nice glow to them, and the Christmas lights are on. So that's what I automatically think of. I also think of my mom dragging me to the rehearsals for her choir's annual performance of Handel's Messiah. And
Oh.
listen, as a kid, I knew the lyric. I was like, "And the government shall be upon his shoulder." I knew all the parts. I know some lyrics. Like they're locked in the back of my brain because that was an annual thing. It was I would sit there in the back of the pews falling asleep while their choir master Dutchie cracked that whip and was making sure they got it right so that they could blow people's socks off at the main performance. So yeah, when the 80s were really a time of um as an only child, finding my comfort and solace in those Christmas specials, like Charlie Brown Christmas, the Muppets, all of those things, and also spending that very specific and special time with my mother, watching her rehearse with her choir for the Handel's Messiah performance. So when I
That's
think
so
80s,
dope.
yeah, that's what dope stuff. That's what stands out to me.
That's amazing. So to that point, okay, so we're very 80s 90s 80s 90s kids. So that brings up now. So as we get older and we move into the 90s, like what are some music memories from then? I'm sure your taste had evolved by then and you
Oh,
had your own
absolutely.
stuff you was into. What comes up for you for the holidays?
So it's funny, this just came back to me. So there was a performance of Goody Mob at Club Kaya. That's how far back this goes, if you're from Georgia, from Atlanta, and you're old enough, you're a Gen X, so you know about Club Kaya, which is right next to Earwax Record Store. Shout out to Jazz and that whole crew. There was a performance of Goody Mob, and Goody Mob, this is like, they were fresh out the box. They had what cell therapy was all over the place, so they were like scorching hot. And I remember they had this like holiday performance at Club Kaya, and as soon as we were done with dinner, I picked up my friends and we all went out there to Club Kaya to catch the show. Yeah, those kinds of things, they stick with you, especially as you're growing older, you're branching out and doing your own thing, because now it's like, hey, when you're a kid, you stay home all day,
Right.
but now it's time to go out and party. You get a little older in the 90s, and it's time to go out and party because you got a flyer.
Yes.
There was no social media.
Zero.
You got this flyer while you were at the record store saying, hey, there's this jam at this particular club, at this record store, and we're going to go hang out and have fun. So in the 90s, for you, J. Ray, were you still at home or had you left for school? What were you doing at that time?
No, no. So I was pretty much still at home. I didn't leave home or move out officially until 1999.
Okay.
So my music memory that sticks out is actually close to my last memory. So it was 92. And this is a fun story. So back then, we would make a list. So my parents would be like, okay, make your list, because they didn't know what to buy, right? So got to the point, make your list, so then we'll know what you want. We knew there was no Santa Claus by then.
Yeah, there's no the whole Santa Claus thing. We're out the window. It was out the window.
Right.
What you want? Or I'm gonna give you some money.
Exactly. So we make the list, and so I always had CDs. I'm a music head, so I always had CDs on the list. Sometimes they would materialize, sometimes they would not, depending on what the CD was, because I was always probably asking for stuff that was a little too far. So this one year, 1992, I remember putting on the list that I was interested in SWV's It's About Time, which had just come out in like October, right?
As you should.
As I should. So right here was hot to me. Like, so I want SWV's It's About Time. So Christmas rolls around. I don't get it from my parents, but I don't even think about it. Like, it's like, oh, it's just one of them things that I didn't get, right? I got all this other stuff. I just didn't get that. So it never crosses my mind. It never crossed my mind that I didn't get it. But we were going to my family's house. So we were at my grandmother's, and I got my gift from my aunts and uncles. And one of my aunts and uncles got it for me. So I believe it was my Aunt Chris and my Uncle Phil. So this conversation ensued about how hard this was to find. Like, nobody knew at the record store who SWV was, right? So they were like, the people couldn't find it. Like, they did all this searching and they eventually found the CD. So my uncle, who had spent time on the radio, was like, he's always picking something. I had never heard of these girls before. And so they were having this whole conversation about how I asked them for this record that was rare for them, right? That people couldn't find. But here's the fun part. Fast forward 1993. Christmas time, we're at Christmas dinner, and I remember specifically my uncle Curtis, who was the one that worked at the radio, said, so them SWV girls grew up in a year. Like, so, and so the whole house knew by then who SWV was. And my aunts and uncles was like, you called that one because last year nobody knew who they were. This year we all know who they are.
See, J. Ray was out there making predictions and being the musical soothsayer that he was supposed to grow up to be. And so stories like that, are what the holidays are all about. Like the togetherness and sharing music is such an intimate thing. And for me, I know that Christmas, there's certain songs that signify Christmas. And
Yes.
Atlanta is such a special place
Hmm.
that when for me Christmas is officially here, has officially started when I hear the 69 Boys, what you gonna get that boy for Christmas. That signifies Christmas for me because I spent a lot of formative years here. And so that signified Christmas, symbolized Christmas for me. And I have to give a shout out to LaFace Records for putting together a very dope Christmas album
Yep.
at the time to feature Outkast. And a
Yes.
lot of people, and we all forget that the Players Ball is really a Christmas song because it's featured on that album.
Yep, it's really Players Ball is, and they address it a little bit at the beginning of the song. So it truly is a Christmas song.
It's truly a Christmas song. And of course, so I love that it got the whole LaFace family on one compilation. And Christmas records are huge.
Hmm.
I think Mariah Carey has proven that over and over again. Like a Christmas record can really solidify your career and be very lucrative.
Yes.
Um, are there any artists that have not produced a Christmas record that you love and you think they would really murk a Christmas record? Who would that be for you?
Okay, so I don't put this artist in the love category. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put them in the love category. But I do have a lot of songs that I like, and I will say that generally I'm a fan. Although this year they doing something weird, and that's Drake. I think a Drake Christmas album would
Ooh.
go up actually because he's able to do a lot of things, right? So he could of course do bars, which we
Hmm.
could definitely get, but he could also do that sing-songy thing that he does as well that fits in a lot of different places. So it could fit over a trap beat and it could also fit over a dance beat. So I feel like a Drake Christmas album would actually be fun. So if Aubrey, if you are watching Q Points, know that I feel like you would make a boatload of money by doing a Christmas album. So yeah, Drake is my pick.
So it's funny that you would say Drake because recently Kiki Palmer was the host on Saturday Night Live. I don't know if you saw the skit, but they did this hilarious skit about the United Teens of Aubrey Graham, where all these women in solidarity gathered together because they had for whatever brief encounter they had with Drake ended up the subject matter of one of his songs. And it ended up becoming a teen, Aubrey Graham teen. So I think hearing Drake come up with a very melancholy "Oh She Broke My Heart for Christmas" song would be very much on brand for him. So I think you're absolutely correct.
And shout out to Trey, who's like Drake doesn't have a jolly spirit.
As not according to the Aubrey teens, he does not have a jolly spirit.
What about for you? Are there any artists out there that haven't done a Christmas album that you would like? I want to hear a Christmas album from them.
Um, they really I cannot off the top of my head think of somebody that I absolutely love that would. Has Brandy done a Christmas album?
You know what? I don't think Brandy has not done a Christmas album. She has not. I don't even know if
And
she
that's
has Christmas
weird.
songs. That is really weird. We have to
That's
look
weird.
that up.
Yeah, because I'm going mentally going through her catalog, and I do not see a Christmas album. Huh?
There's no Christmas album. There's definitely not a Christmas album in her catalog. That strikes me as strange. To that point, Monica doesn't have a Christmas album.
She does not. Huh?
Okay, why does Brandy and Monica not have Christmas albums? I have questions about that.
I mean, those two are like Gen X queens. Like they
Yes.
there's a whole generation that they're missing out on Christmas music from those two teen queens at the time. And you know what, Trey, you're absolutely right. D'Angelo does not have a Christmas album. I'm wondering if D'Angelo celebrates Christmas. I don't know. I'm just thinking
Yeah.
out loud.
I
But
think a
that would be
D'Angelo, that would
awesome.
be dope. I agree. I think a D'Angelo, I think it would be a funky, I think it would be a funky Christmas record. You know, he would just be noodling with funky bass lines behind him the whole time with
Hmm.
some like jingle bells.
You know, he could do what Marvin Gaye did. Marvin Gaye has Christmas music, and some of it
Mhm,
doesn't have any words. It's just straight instrumentals from Marvin Gaye.
mhm. To that point real quick, Sir Daniel, we bringing up Marvin Gaye.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes, definitely want to send love to the family of Janice Gay,
Janice Gaye.
Nona Gay's mom, who passed
Hmm.
away this week. We all don't know that we are very familiar with Janice Gay. One, because she was married to Marvin Gaye, but if you like the album Let's Get It On, it was literally written about her. So we are very familiar with who Janice Gay is. Marvin has written songs about her in the past, but definitely want to send love to the family of Miss Gay, who recently passed away. So just wanted to point that out, as we mentioned Marvin Gaye. But yeah, D'Angelo could definitely do
Absolutely.
some Marvin Gaye stuff.
Yeah, so especially if he linked up with the Roots, I think that'll be hot. That'll
Mm-hmm.
be hot.
Yeah.
Again, you're welcome. If y'all come up with this thing, again, you're welcome. Um, so this kind of leads us into our main discussion about gift giving. And,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, this is a moment of lightheartedness. This is a time where you can sit back and relax and just listen to the two of us. And we are going to take something off of your plate. We're going to make this Christmas time easy for you and provide you with the things that you need to give to the music lover in your life, because how could we not give you a Q Points podcast holiday gift giving guide? And it's not super long.
Mm-mm.
It's some very crisp instructions, crisp recommendations that are affordable. Let's just start it off, J Ray. What's the on the top of the list, of course, is
On the top of the list, if you are listening to our voices or you are watching our faces because you are watching the video, you absolutely should have some Q Points merch. You should be sitting with us with your hot chocolate or your tea or your coffee in a
mm-hmm,
Q Points mug, listening to this show. And so the first thing on the list is Q Points merch. Couple of reasons why that's really dope for a music lover in your life. One is unique. A lot of people are
mm-hmm.
not going to be walking around with toys, bikes, video games, and fresh new kicks. They're not. A lot of people aren't going to be walking around with that. At least in 2022, they're not. 2023, there might be a million people wearing it, which is dope. But
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
mm-hmm.
it's a unique opportunity to, one, support Q Points, but also give music lovers in your life something interesting and unique that a lot of folks won't have and that they will actually enjoy. Who wouldn't want, if you into hip hop, you want to stop tweeting, start rapping mug.
Or stop tweeting, start rapping hoodie, t-shirt. My personal favorite is because clearly I'm into the vinyl records. My personal favorite, it's on the way, is my tote bag. And on the tote bag, if you've been to our website, you will see it has a very special message for people who keep questioning our spending habits. So go look qpoints.com and click on QPoints store so you can see what I'm talking about, and you can have your very own for when we go out record shopping, and so people can mind their business. And while they're doing that, this is, like I said, this is the time of year where the sun sometimes is hiding. Today was an anomaly. Like, we had so much sunshine. I told y'all it was a smooth 73 degrees here. Super hot today, crazy warm, and the sun came out.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, these past few days have been super dreary and kind of glum. So what's helpful on days like that is a nice cup of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I I came late to the coffee game, but I came as an iced coffee lover.
Mm-hmm.
And I found a new company right here in Georgia called the Black Coffee Company. And what I really enjoy about them is that they're hip hop oriented. I'm pretty certain that they are Gen Xers. They might be a little later than us. Who knows? However, they've got coffee bags, they've got the Keurigs, they've got iced coffee, like I said. Our peoples down at Moose Music is carrying some of their iced coffee in their merchandise freezer, and I had the chance to try some of their iced coffee. It's infused with spinach. It's not what you think.
But you don't. You taste the spinach.
You do not taste the spinach, but you get the pep from having that jolt of spinach in there. It's cold pressed. It's delicious. I like to add a little oat milk and what is the name of
Agave.
that? Agave. See, get out of my head. That's exactly it. Agave,
Because you
because
fancy.
because I'm fancy like that. You know, I can't just have sugar. No. I like a little agave in my iced coffee. And Jerry, I know you like a good strong cup of coffee as well.
I sure do. I love coffee. I've actually been for the fast today drinking the coffee black because part of it is not drinking things that have calories. So I
Mhm.
typically like some a little bit of not well, it's a sweetener, but a little bit of cream, but it's the cream with a little bit of sugar. But
Yeah,
yes, so I haven't been to the Black Coffee Company. Next time I'm in town, Sir Daniel, we're gonna have our meeting at the Black Coffee Company, so
we
then we'll
gotta
get a
go.
chance to do that. But they are on our list. They are DJ Sir Daniel approved. Um, okay, so of course we had to have on the list some vinyl. Over the last couple of years, vinyl has come back into public consciousness, and so companies have started to prop up memberships.
Hmm.
I was a part of a vinyl club um, until earlier this year. They actually closed down the club. I loved it. So I would get 2 records a month. I wouldn't know what the records were going to be. And it was always dope though. Like I got introduced, you know what I got introduced to last year through that club that became my favorite song of the year, Cha Wa. I
Chawa, I
got
remember that.
through
Yeah.
the record club. And I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm an evangelist for record clubs now because I just don't there's so much music out there you don't have time to discover it. So if you have somebody who's going to curate it and then send it to you, I'm all for it." So on our list, we included Vinyl Me Please, which has been around for several years. You could buy gift memberships for people, and you pay the monthly fee, and every month the member will get a piece of vinyl. They will also get artwork and other information to accompany it in the mail. They don't got to leave their house. They are just getting curated vinyl to the taste that they're most interested in the mail. And it's typically like a special release, so it might be like a colored vinyl or something like that, with a special design. And it's an easy way to give somebody who's a music lover in your life a gift for the holidays. So Daniel, have you ever considered being part of a vinyl club or a record club?
Honestly, I had not, only because I still from that generation. I like to touch things. I like to see what I'm getting. I like the experience of leaving the house and going to get stuff. But I'm also getting older, and I'm also very conscious of my time. And the idea of a record club does not is not a bad thing to me. I would not mind trying that out. I'll possibly try that out in 2023 because I like old stuff, but I need to be introduced to new stuff as well. And so, you know, we Gen Xers, we're a hybrid generation.
We are.
We're we're good with the ordering from home. That's cool. We're very adept at that. But we also like to go out and we like to shop. So I think this is perfect for the music lover in your life or for yourself. But and speaking of being outside, there is nothing more that a music lover would love than to go see their favorite artists in person. My
Yes.
good friends, Warrior Mama and Peppermint Gaddy, rolled up on me the other night at Rocksteady. Do you know where they came from before they came to see me?
Where?
They came from City Winery where they saw Lisa Fisher. And
The Lisa Fisher. Oh.
the Lisa Fisher is on tour, and Lisa Fisher is killing it with ease on the stage. And it's such a, you know, live music experiences are definitely a spiritual event.
Mm-hmm.
There is something, and I know this sounds real heady and out there when I say these things, but there is a something magical, something spiritual that happens when you are there in person and you get to feel the vibrations
Mm-hmm.
of the music coming from the stage, whether it's singing, whether it's rapping. There is something very spiritual about that. It's something about you. Think about this. Y'all have seen the sound bowl therapy that people are
Yep.
doing, right? They
Mm-hmm.
get the sound bowl. That's all about vibrations.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing happens when you go to a live concert and you see somebody performing, and it's a cathartic thing. Since the pandemic, people are getting out a lot more. This is a way for people to connect. This is a way for people to experience memories that have been locked away. um because music, aside from smell, I think music is the easiest way to access memories. So do that for the
Mm-hmm.
person in your life. Take yourself out to a concert. um Listen, Anita Baker announced her tour. So I got beef with Anita Baker.
What you got beef with Anita for?
Anita Baker fooled me the first time around 5 years ago when she said, "This is my final tour, y'all. This is it. I'm going back to my castle. You will never see me again. To my castle in Detroit. You will never see me again. Come see me on my final tour, and lay roses at my feet and enjoy this music." It was Mother's Day. It was close to Mother's Day, so of course I took my mother to the
Mm-hmm.
Fox Theater. We had an awesome time. And because we were just so elated that, yes, I got tickets to see Anita Baker for her final tour.
And Miss,
2023,
she's
guess
still on
who's on
tour.
tour?
She was on tour last year. She on tour this year too.
I said, Anita, you got a lot of nerve, but we still gonna go see you and support you. Because not only is Anita Baker on tour, Babyface is on tour with her. And which is crazy. Because when
Hits.
Babyface performs, he doesn't only do his stuff, he does the stuff that he writes for other people. So know, you know that's going to be an amazing show. Is there anybody you want to see coming up in the new year?
We are actually planning a trip with the parents, so myself and my cousins going to see Anita Baker. So I'm super
Uh-huh.
excited about seeing her. I've
Yeah.
never seen her live. So
Mhm.
that won't be until next November. She will be in Atlantic
Okay.
City in November next year. So we actually are going to get together probably sometime this week or next week in a room and like buy our tickets so that we all can sit in the same area. So
Smart.
yeah, so looking forward to that. I mean, here's the reality. Like, I gotta look at my budget because Rihanna might be out there. Beyonce probably gonna be out there.
Oh,
Um,
you need to take out a loan for
I gotta take out
Beyonce
a
tickets.
loan now to go to shows next year because I want to see all of them. I want to see
Yeah.
everybody. Shantae Moore is going on tour at the top of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh off of murking the Soul Train Awards a couple of weeks ago. She's hitting city wineries up across the country. Um, so yeah, excited about that. Sidebar. Uh Kipper is working on some spot dates around the country
Oh,
for Respect Yourself for Black History Month. So that's, you know, a thing that's happening. So lots of live stuff, lots of live shows and whatnot.
and you know what else I like to do? So I think if you've never done this, treat yourself to this, guys. Or maybe this could be a Christmas present you give to somebody else. Not only do you go see a live show outside of your city.
Mm-hmm.
That heightened the experience. You know, I take some time, budget it out. You know, if it's someplace that you can close by that you can drive to, do that. Start looking at plane tickets. Start looking at how much lodging is going to cost. But you know, heighten the experience. Like I said, music is one of those things that I believe in giving experiences. I believe in, and I like receiving experiences. So music lovers, those are the types of things that really, really hit us to our core, hit us to our soul. Merch, all of that kind of stuff that comes along with it. You know, start and if this is a present that you're giving to yourself, start budgeting now. These things can are affordable. I don't believe that we should just go constantly go working and slaving just to pay bills.
Yep.
You know, we need to do these things. We need to create these memories. We need to, you know, bring some light into our life. Give yourself some enjoyment. Share that enjoyment with somebody. Buy one ticket, buy two tickets, and take somebody with you.
Absolutely. Like that's the really big thing I think for when we thought about this gift giving guide. What are things that people can do that also bring folks together in some sort of way? Of course, music
Yes.
does that. There are ways to do that with, you know, drinks and coffee and what we talked about with the Black Coffee Company, certainly with concerts. I think another way to bring folks together and that we included on the guide were our books, right? So another
Yes.
thing we can give that we included on our guide are some music books that are super dope. That if you have a music lover in your life, they would be like, yes, this is great. So, okay, we included, of course, Danielle Smith's Shine Bright, an
Hmm.
amazing book where she talks about her history, her personal story, and
Yeah.
congruently is talking about Black women musicians and their impact on her life and on our lives at the same time, right? So Shine Bright is definitely a book that if you have a music lover in your life, get them that. It's a great book. Dilla Time, another great book. If you have a music lover in your life that, even if they don't love hip hop, right? Even if they don't love hip hop, I absolutely promise you, it is a book that they will be riveted by the music story and by the idea that this man revolutionized the way we heard Black music, right? Literally helping us to hear in different time, in a way that had not been done before him. This book explains it for the first time. And so Dilla Time by Dan Charnas. And our last book, guest we had on this show, we had Jay Nolan over here. Jay Nolan's The Pen Game Portfolio Volume 2. This is so important. If you have a music lover in your life that is also aspiring to
Yes.
be in the business, Jay's, particularly as a hip hop artist, but as an artist, a music artist overall, Jay's book breaks down how to become a profitable money making independent artist so that you can make money off of your art at any level. So good. Buy it for the music lover in your life, in particular, those folks who are aspiring to be in the business. We have made this guy so easy for y'all. Like, we got
So
everything on
simple.
here.
So simple. Listen, and you know what, J Ray, you know what I'm looking forward to? And the pre orders went out for this earlier in the year. It's been talked about a lot, and we're still trying to get a final date on it. But the Queen Bee herself, Little Kim's memoir,
Yep.
is on the horizon. We don't know exactly when it's coming out. I thought I heard March at one point, but that's a read that I'm looking forward to. I know we've all heard accounts from everybody about that particular era of hip hop. You
Yeah.
know, stories about Biggie, stories about Faith. There have been movies, biopics put out, but we still have not heard Kim's account
Yeah.
of what happened at that time in her life when she became on her way to becoming the icon that she is now. So I'm really looking forward to that book being released.
Yeah. Writing about music writing is really important. And we have to support artists when they do decide to write about their work, because it truly does become a way for them to memorialize their stories for the future. It's one thing to have it online, and it's one thing to, of course, have interviews and that sort of thing, but the fact that Kim has decided to write her story down means a lot, and so we have to definitely support that. She's an icon and a legend, and we got to hear the complete story, or as much as she's choosing to tell in this book, from her own words. Because let me tell you something, as a person who's helping a person on a memoir, writing a memoir is not easy.
Yeah. I can only imagine, because that's a lot of recollecting. I'm pretty certain you have to go talk to other people who were there with you, the people that in your life that know where the bodies are buried and everything.
Like, is this even the way it happened? Because you know, the thing that we do with our memories, right, is we, at least I will speak for me. Oftentimes I will misremember something, but misremembering it in a way that diminishes my role in something. That is really crazy. Like, there have been several times where people are like, no, that's not how that happened. You actually, you taught me that. And I'm like, oh. I'm like, I didn't remember it that way.
Yeah. What do they say? There's this person's version, that person's version, and then there's the truth.
Truth. Yeah.
So you'll find that somewhere in the middle. Now, so we've been talking about music, music that warms the heart and makes you feel good. But sometimes there are things that are guilty pleasures, and we call them cringy but crankworthy here on Q Points. And J Ray, there is a cringy but crankworthy song that every Christmas I, in my alone time in the car, can be caught bopping along to this song. But it comes from a problematic fave of everybody's. Of course, I'm talking about Kaya's Jolly Old Saint Nick. It's cringy and crankworthy at the same time. It's just Jolly Old Saint Nick. I mean, it's Kaya, and that's the thing about Kaya. Kaya is one of those artists that we know, we like her, we like the music, even though we know we're not supposed to, but we still do. And it's like, and it's one of those things, kind of like how Millie Jackson said, "Yeah, y'all talk about me, but you still buy my records,
right?
You might be hiding it, but you still got my records because you like it, because you got a little bit of that in you." So I was just thinking of cringy and crankworthy songs, and Kaya's Jolly Old Saint Nick definitely comes to my mind.
Oh my goodness. So listen, y'all, if you want to stay up with all of the music stuff that we've talked about on this show and get all the show notes from the show, make sure that you join the newsletter. The link to that is in the chat. We'll make sure that it's in the description as well. And we'll also make sure that the video or the audio for Kaya is included there. That is so funny. I don't know that I've heard that. I'm pretty sure that I haven't.
She is the queen of DIY videos.
Like, she'll be in her living room.
Yes, like Mama truly will reinvest in the home that she's purchased or wherever she's living becomes her sound stage, and she will quickly put together a video for a song in a heartbeat and put it out there. And God bless her. She's true. It's true what she says. She says she always talks about I got hits, and y'all can't deny it. Kaya's got some bops, y'all. Kaya does have bops. Kaya also has a holiday bop, so that's something that we just have to deal with. You just gonna have to
Cringy
deal
and
with it.
crankworthy for sure is definitely Kaya.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Ooh, question for the folks who are listening, make sure that you let us know what are some cringy and crankworthy joints. We'll make sure that we include a button in the newsletter so that y'all can send us your cringy and crankworthy, and they might make it onto the show. We might definitely let folks know what some cringy and crankworthy joints are. And also we certainly want to hear what are some of your holiday memories. If you're an 80s kid, if you're a 90s kid, a 2000s kid, we probably got some 2010s folks
Yep.
listening, or you know what I'm saying. Let us know, like, what are some music memories from your childhood? Let us know, because we want to hear those stories. This is that time of year.
Absolutely. I want to just take a quick moment to let people know about something very important to me, something very dope that's going on here in Atlanta over the weekend. If you're not here, if you're listening from another city, there's a way that you can give. I participated in the sleeping bag drive-by last year. My Wax Fundamentals family got together at the request of um, Mr. Red himself, Red of redbuttons.com, Mr. Quay. He reached out to us and had us, asked us if we would spin some records while he does this sleeping bag drive-by. The sleeping bag drive-by is really simple. Atlanta has a ridiculous homeless situation.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are experiencing homelessness, and a lot of times they have to sleep out in the elements.
Mm-hmm.
If that is the case, we can make them a little bit more comfortable by providing them with sleeping bags. So on this Saturday, December 10th, at 333 Peter Street Station in Atlanta, the world famous Peter Street, we are doing a sleeping bag drive-by between the hours of 1 and 8 p.m. Wax Fundamentals will be there between 1 and 5, spinning records. You can either swing by, you don't even have to get out the car. You can swing by with some sleeping bags to donate, or you can make a donation to the I guess it's a Cash App account called $Sleeping Bag Drive By. And you can make a donation, and that money will go to purchasing sleeping bags and just to be delivered, given out. And I've seen him do it. He like straight up goes out, packs them up in a vehicle, and hands them out to people that need them. Like, hey, these are sleeping bags. He's donated sleeping bags to the organization I work with, and those sleeping bags have gone to youth that are experiencing homelessness all year long, because we had so many of them because of people like you watching right now and listening, because of your donations. So, if there's something that you wanted to give to, this is something that you can participate in. And Wax Fundamentals, we're going to be out there slanging some vinyl, playing some joints. So it's definitely an opportunity for you to hang out and listen to some dope records and buy a drink while you're there. And yeah,
That's
this
like
Saturday.
dope. I want to shout out. So back when I first started my artistic career in Atlanta, um, I would be I would be in the same spaces as Red a lot. He's been on the scene and has really been pouring into Atlanta for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy to see him continuing to do the work that he's been doing. But yeah, if I go into my archive of photos, I probably have some Red pictures in there, because we shared a lot of space over the years. So we have put the link to that in the chat for those that are with us live. We'll make sure that it's in the description. So even though you might listen to this at a future date, you can still donate.
You can absolutely donate. So J Ray, what do I always say In this life, we have a choice. You have an opportunity. You can either pick up the needle or you can let the record play. I am DJ Sir Daniel.
And my name is Jay Ray.
And this has been Q Points Podcast, dropping the needle on Black music history. We'll see you on the next go round. Peace.
Peace.